Hi there. My name is Xiarong. My sign name is Xiaorong. I'm at St. Cloud State University as a visiting scholar. How about you? Can you tell us about who you are and your experience here? Okay. Hi. My name is Zhiyuan. My sign name is Zhiyuan, and I'm from China. My hometown is Tanyuan. I'm a master's degree student from a university in China called Changchun University, master's degree program. Here in America, in St. Cloud State University, I'm an intern. My other responsibility is working at DSD, Delaware Deaf School. The goal of the internship is to teach Chinese Sign Language and culture. So now I'm here and I'm happy to be here to share my experience with all of you. Okay, great. You're studying in another country. What interests you in doing that? Right, so in 2018, Changchun University and St. Cloud State University set up a special project for Chinese and American deaf education exchange. And the timing was perfect. I was really lucky. So I signed up for that opportunity because I was curious about America, American culture, deaf education, deaf society, all of those things. So I was really excited to sign up. I had a test and I passed, and here I am. Well, fine. So you studying in another country, what impacted you the most with your experience here? Let me think. MSAD. Minnesota State Academy for the Deaf School. When I was there, I went in different classes and I was really surprised. The teachers were all deaf. Wow. And the superintendent was deaf also. The superintendent, his name, Terry Wilding. And his job, wow, he had a huge responsibility. School for the deaf and school for the both are blind. So he had to go back and forth between both and worked with both of them. And I was curious though, he's deaf. So like, how can he communicate? I didn't really believe it was possible in the beginning. And then I learned the school rule, you must use ASL all the time, everywhere at the school for the deaf. Everybody signed. At the school for the blind, he had a support staff interpreter with him all the time that signed for him, voiced for him, and translated so that the students who were deaf could hear. And looking back on that, wow, as an individual who's deaf, I really didn't have a deaf identity. Didn't use a lot of Chinese Sign Language in the oral school. So I looked at him, at Terry, the superintendent, and I was really impressed and inspired by that. Deaf people really have an identity and need to stand up for themselves. That impressed me the most. Wow, cool. Okay, so in America, have you found any good friends here? Oh yes, I've got lots of really good friends. In different states, different places, different states, there were 3 of them, in Minnesota, in Florida, and in Delaware. Many, all were really good friends, so thank you so much. But there were 3 who were really important to me. Kathy Johnson. When I arrived in America, it was just awkward. I had no idea about ASL. It was pretty weak. It was awkward. My signing wasn't very good. It was really hard. But Kathy Johnson just said, yes, you can. Just keep practicing. It'll be fine. She really supported me. I said, okay. And I learned and I really focused, and slowly I really improved in my ASL and sign comfortably now. So thank you. The other one was Nick. He really led me around. We went camping. He took us to restaurants, shopping, really showed us the different parts of the culture in America. Really impacted me. So I understood and learned a lot more with his help. Thank you, Nick. And then last, Christine at Delaware School for the Deaf. She worked really hard as the ASL teacher with the curriculum. I didn't really have any idea about how to do that. So Christine saw that I needed help, and she was very patient with the planning, the activities, the games, how to create a lesson plan, and I really learned a lot from her. So thank you, Christine. Those were the three really good friends that I had, and I'm really thankful. Okay, great. Good friends, good experience. That helps. So another question. When you traveled around Minnesota, Florida, Delaware, what was the most impactful place that you visited? Yeah, most impactful place for me, Washington, D.C. Gallaudet University is there. And I really, before I moved or came to America, when I was still in China, I had a dream. I wanted to visit Gallaudet University and go and see what it was like. Now, when I arrived in America, I was successful. I was able to go to Gallaudet, tour around and look. I learned so much. The buildings, the whole campus was so beautiful, just beautiful. And the deaf history, long history that I learned about visiting there. And the deaf themselves, everywhere in the restaurant, in the comments, all over, they signed. The deaf people use ASL everywhere. And that was really a good experience. That really impacted me. Yeah, cool. Okay, another question. Studying and learning here and this whole experience about education, teaching methodologies, what do you hope to bring back to China to grow and develop in the future? Yeah, I really want to bring back to China new things. The ASL curriculum is really good here. It's very structured. They have lessons and everything. So in CSL, I really learned how can we learn from ASL to impact CSL teaching. Xiaorong really helped me understand learning how to adjust the ASL curriculum to teaching CSL. So she really helped me get ready. ASL, CSL, how do we shift and learn so that we can effectively teach CSL? So all of that I want to bring back to China for deaf education development. We really need to grow that program. And we really need to incorporate games and active learning, and the American curriculum is all established. But in China, we don't have Chinese Sign Language curriculum, but we really need that. So I want to help grow that program. Okay, your experience here learning, has COVID impacted you, or how did you modify your teaching after COVID? COVID, yeah, before COVID, in the classroom when I was teaching CSL, all the students would come in the class and we really enjoyed our time, activities, games, played together, teaching. Oh, it was really, really much better. And then COVID hit and we ended up going on Zoom meetings. I knew nothing about how to teach on the computer, and all the students were in their own little boxes. So the first session I had a PowerPoint and I was trying to enlarge it and show the students, but the students' faces were so small, I couldn't read the sign language, they couldn't read my sign language. So I asked Xiaorong for help, and she had an idea. Make some art, cut out from magazines, pictures, use that in your lessons, and that will help. So again, we had a Zoom meeting. And I showed them the pictures and they could see it clearly, and then the students were engaged and they were really excited to learn. It really improved the learning environment. So whew, it just helped a lot. So thanks. The last question for you. You're here. What do you miss most from home? I really miss home, yeah. When I was at Delaware School for the Deaf, working there, it was a Chinese New Year celebration. And so the students, they wanted to know, and they were curious about Chinese culture and Chinese food. So I said, okay, well, I'll tell you a story and I'll make some Chinese dumplings for you. So I went back and I made the Chinese dumplings and I brought them to the students, and the students were tasting them and trying the different kinds. Oh, they were really delicious. And I was watching, I was really happy with that. But it also helped me reflect on my family, eating dumplings together and enjoying that family time together and just talking together. So it really made me think about my family. And then later when I went back home and I was cooking on my own and eating my dumplings, and I was just really thinking about my family and missing home with my family. An American home, Chinese home, it's the same. The time together. Thank you. The interview is done. Thank you so much. Thank you.